Monument Valley is a single-player game that was developed by us2 with the help of Ken Wong, the leading designer for the game. The game was based off of the lead designer's love for architecture and illusions, therefore creating the initial concept of what is now known as Monument Valley. The game can be played on the iOS, Android, and Windows Phone at the price of $5.49. As of currently, there is a downloadable content that can be bought, as well as the sequel to Monument Valley, both involving a one-time purchase transaction. Other than the DLC and the game itself, the game does not offer any other microtransactions. The embedded narrative follows Ida, the protagonist, throughout 10 chapters as she traverses through Monument Valley and solves all the puzzles that were placed in order to return the sacred geometry that was stolen by the Crow people. Since she's the princess of the crows, Ida takes responsibility in returning the items back to their original place. The Crow people, who are considered as the antagonists, were cursed to forget about what they have done and are seen to block Ida during her adventures. Although there are obstacles during her journey, Ida meets the ghost and the totem that help guide her through her adventure against the external conflict between Ida and the Crow Society. Monument Valley is an exemplary model for both its platform and genre because of its unique mechanism the game brings out. Under the genre of fantasy, Monument Valley differentiates itself from other games of its genre with its unique concept of optical illusions and manipulation of objects in the game. Using Lindsay Grace's game types, Monument Valley is an adventure puzzle game. It follows the convention of this game type as exploration and puzzle solving as its main attraction. It requires the players to do a lot of exploration of the ruins of Monument Valley and to use their puzzle solving skills in order for Ida to reach the platform. By exploring, the players can discover what pillars and bridges they're able to manipulate. This will help solve the puzzle of creating clear paths. Under the platform for mobiles, most of the games can be seen as casual, something that can be picked up and played right away, or paused and put down whenever. The game itself does not follow any ordinary, free, or even paid games, in the sense that us2 focuses on the visual and audio aspects to draw and entice you into the game, unlike other games which may use the satisfaction of global high scores or completing in-depth storylines. With a simple story that the game provides, Monument Valley was able to top the app charts by integrating the audio visuals to create the aesthetics and to immerse players into the magic circle. This is extraordinary for its platform, as most mobile games cannot compare to PC or console audio visuals, and the fact that this game is able to use the aesthetics to such a large extent that players can relate and be part of Ida's world within the monument. Monument Valley has a discrete space in 3 dimensions. The objects include Ida, sacred geometry, monuments, crow people, the ghost, and the totem. The static attributes consist of color of Ida's clothes, the speed at which she moves, the crow people at specific levels. The dynamic attributes are the state-up positions of the platforms, pillars, and the bridges that can be manipulated within the monuments. Mental skills are required to play this game, as exploration and puzzle solving are the main components to achieve the goal. The operative actions include tapping where you want Ida to move, moving the platforms to create the paths, and also using the totems to reach the certain points. There are no resultant actions since there are no strategic aspects in this game.
As for character traits, Ida wears a white dress and a pointy hat. She has white skin and black hair. After she is forgiven, at the end of the game, she is crowned and turns into a white crow. The crow people are black with big eyes and pointy beaks. They caw loudly at Ida if she walks near them. At the end of the game, the crows shed their black coat and turn into a variety of colors. The totem is a friend of Ida. It is yellow with blue markings and a big eye on its head. The ghost is a blue transparent figure who is a storyteller in this game. Although Monument Valley may just be a tap-and-play mobile game, US2 incorporates optical illusions and manipulation of objects. In terms of modes of play, it can fall under the category of Ilinks, where there is a temporary destruction of perception. Following along, the game shows signs of cognitive interactivity as players are challenged with complex illusions that they must solve. The explicit interactivity can be seen with the intentional interactions between the player and objects in the game. These objects can be manipulated in many ways and help the player reach the game's objective. Although they can be manipulated, they are still limited by either implicit or operational rules. Like any other game, Monument Valley has implicit rules such as tapping the screen to move and turn or slide objects in order to create new paths. These implicit rules can also be seen as operational rules as they are the main method that players use to play the game. When it comes to the written rules, the first level of the game introduces the players with the message, "Tap the path to move Ida." This is the first and only sign of written rules throughout the entire game. Unlike many other games, there are no constitutive rules for Monument Valley. The simple yet complex game does not involve any time restrictions or health systems, but is simply a tap-and-play mobile game. target audience for this game are people who enjoy exploration and puzzle-solving games. Since the aesthetics and visual design are an important part, people who appreciate the artistic beauty of a game will enjoy playing Monument Valley. Each level of the game brings out a new look of the monuments, which helps keep players interested in the design of future levels. Not only are the visuals in the game outstanding, but the audio suits both the tone and visuals of the game perfectly. Visuals of the monuments may differ from vibrant warm to dark cool colors. The music itself also shows contrast, from relaxing music to help create a more casual ambience, to eerie music to set the tone and emergence as the story progresses. Creativity, specifically discovery, is the main motivation of the players. Monument Valley caters toward casual gamers as there are simple rules and reduced demands on time and learned skill. The simplicity of the game allows for players to achieve the goal easily, yet the complexity creates the addictive aspect that attracts players back to Monument Valley.